Hey folks, something I've ended up in a couple of discussions about quite recently is the use of code words on events, and I've seen some posts on LinkedIn lately about this too, and some very strong opinions various ways on this. So I wanted to get your thoughts on it. I mean, why do we use code words? I guess is the essence of the question here. Um, so who are we trying to keep the information from? So if we're using Mr. Black as a code word for a bomb threat, when we use that code word, presumably on our radio system or our means of communication within the management of the festival, who are we trying to keep the information from? Why are we disguising the fact that it is a bomb threat? Now, I know from my own experience some explanation behind that, some thinking behind that, but I think these are some of the questions we need to ask ourselves. And if we know who we're trying to keep that information from in the first instance, and we're justified in using code words, what is the actual risk, the real risk that we're mitigating by using the code words? So say I don't want everyone on the radio system to hear that we have that. I mean, to my mind, normally your biggest cohort on radios at an event are the security members, and they're all briefed to know the code words. So again, I'm back to who on the radio system is the information being kept from that we can't just say suspicious package or something. So that's worth considering. And then we have to think about, well, what is the real risk we're mitigating? I mean, the risk is maybe someone who shouldn't know that we have a suspicious package now knows we have a suspicious package. What's the follow-on thought process? What might happen because of that? What bad thing might result in them knowing about? And then the question for me becomes, is mitigating that risk, if we've identified it, a good enough reason to risk the confusion that a lot of us think and have seen code words cause? So if you think again about security cohorts moving show to show during a busy festival season, maybe the code words are changing, maybe they use the wrong one on the wrong show, that causes confusion. So I think it's a discussion worth having. I think some people feel really strongly one way or the other about it. And I'm interested in us looking at it from an actual risk perspective and analyzing, not we've always done it that way, or I hate that way, I need to change it. But let's look at it from a risk perspective. What is the risk? Who are we guarding against knowing about the threat? What is the thinking behind it? If we bring it back to first principles and do it as a risk assessment process, where do we end up? Let me know what you think.